Hello, loves. I am super excited to be back in this space with you. So, thank you for being here with me. You are always appreciated. And I wanted to share behind the scenes, I've been working on private spiritual gifts mentorship. So, which I see some of you in a one-on-one capacity, and we have fun, but it's also very intense because we are exploring the channel. We are exploring consciousness. We are expanding consciousness. And all of that while we are navigating the waves of ascension. So it's a lot of fun, but it can also be intense depending on the wave, right? Depending on what's happening out there in the field and in the field, as above, so below. So we are remote viewing, we are connecting with our galactic guides, our star families, our loved ones on the other side, our full-on light teams. We're bilocating, we are light scanning, we are channeling for the collective, we are exploring how these abilities work with others. We are cruising around in our Merkaba light ships, exploring ancient mysteries. And so, yeah, it's fun. And just wanted to share that's part of what I've been doing when I disappear. The other thing that has been happening is I am preparing to facilitate plant medicine ceremonies. So those are upcoming. And then I'm also teaching a galactic channeling course, which we're about halfway through, and then getting ready to release part one of a two-part series on a book called Galactic Origins. And that does feed into a message that I'll share with you tonight. So that's another purpose of bringing that up. So intention of this video is to share some messages and to offer a DNA activation through a live channel transmission. Okay, so messages. You may have observed this week or recently some waves of grief that are moving through. Okay, so this is connected to perhaps old, outdated 3D structures collectively or on an individual basis, just even grieving old versions of ourselves or who we were before and noticing that we are going through some changes. And so that's just part of the natural evolution. We will sort of grieve these old parts of ourselves as we move through these changes. But there's also a tenderness in the heart around relationships. So letting go of old relationships that are outside of us. So with somebody that we love, and there are changes there. So waves of grief, waves of agitation, frustration have been moving through the fields as well. And so I don't know, you guys can tell me if you experienced any of that, but observably and then as well as receiving feedback. Agitation due to probably many things, but some of the things are adjustments to the subtle body, as well as some recalibrations that are occurring. So that is happening. And then the message that's coming up is around sharing deep and big truth. So that's nothing new. You know, we always have a nudge to share these deep and big truths, but there is a time that is ready and available for humanity to disseminate information and plant seeds of consciousness. So we're talking galactic origins, soul origins, Christ consciousness, solar and geomagnetic changes in the environment, how that impacts us down to the cellular level, the ascension process that we're going through. And so it's not to share in a way that's saying like, here is what you have to believe, but it is an offer and an invitation to open up and expand consciousness. So that is going to pertain to some people that are hearing this information for perhaps the first time. So you may experience a call, or you may notice, I've already observed that this information is already circulating, sort of another big wave with a focus and intention on it. Okay. Andromedans wanted to share, they were sharing the Tau as a reminder, so TAU, and being just a reminder of our Christ consciousness and our heart, how do I want to say it? Heart activation? No, the flowering of the heart that is occurring. So from going from our sort of human heart to this sacred heart that unites us all through love and just that process. Okay, so they're telling me too that there's a lot more around these sort of big truths that is coming up, and I'll be touching on a little bit more in the coming days and the coming weeks. But there's just to know that there's more information there in this sort of big reveal. And then there was a reminder coming through, of course, of Copernicus, who at one point had to have his big truth revealed, which is that the planets revolve around the sun and not the other way around. So, introduction of the heliocentric theory, which was not just a theory, it was an actual truth. But at the time, to make waves like that, when it is scientific, but it may have gone against this religious information or beliefs or structure. And so there was fear around sharing that information. I think he held it for a while, perhaps just in his inner circle, but to share it with the gen pop, if you will. So that was coming up, but just to be brave and to know that this is a team, this is unity. So there's a lot of love and support around it. In July, so this is not to take us out of the present, but just to know in July that there's another big kind of wave or dissemination of information that is connected to galactic consciousness. So perhaps some more contact connections, that sort of thing coming forward. But there's also a deeper embodiment of Christ consciousness that's coming through as well. And they're saying this is this a little bit, or like not giving it the degree of illumination that wants to be expressed. But it's something big. It's big. So still focus on the present because that's where your power is, but also know that there's some things coming. All right. So let's go into then, I think that sort of captures it in a nutshell. Like I said, more to come. Let's go into this activation. So just going to take a moment. If this feels in alignment, if you feel called, you can join me, join us. So we're just going to slow down the breath, open up the heart, release anything that wants to be released, exposing that to the light, lifting it. And then you want to zoom in all the way down to the cellular level, just setting intention to expand this photonic light within the DNA, within the cells, and even focusing on the diamond light. So seeing that shimmer and then expanding that radiance, that light, all the way through the body. So flowing through the cells, flowing through the bones, the organs, the tissue. And then expanding out. So this diamond light is expanding in and around you. And they want you to just kind of start raising vibration, moving into the heart space. There's a big wave of light coming. And now is the time to get excited. So can you see it? Can you feel it? Can you hear us? So dance in your magic. Lift your hearts. Lift your feathers. Lift your wings. And just take a moment just to fly. While of course being anchored and held In love and light, Mother Earth has you. So give yourself permission to soar. And just feeling at peace with the past, at peace with yourself, at peace with others. This is the harmony you know. You are loved, you are supported. We are here with you. We thank you. All right, just taking a conscious breath, just putting this wave of light in motion, this wave of light, this wave of flight, this wave of love. And then bringing that, may that return to you, may that return to your heart. And then anchor that, bring that back down with you fully to the body, fully to the earth. You carry that. You always have. We love you so much. Much love.